So MVPs, most vicious player CEO, AEU, Amateur Esports Union co-founder, right?
Right.
How did that come along, man?
Oh man, that was it's been a long and stressful journey, I'll say, and it's taken a lot of sacrifice, really. But like I mentioned before, when it comes to people of great skill or even just great stature on esports gaming, you know, a lot of people haven't had that chance, right? And so that's all we want to do is just give people that chance. But the only thing is, that takes a lot of work to set up. Like when it comes to the amateur esports union, we've had to, find a team to make that. We've had to, write in all kind of rules to find that. Uh, our goal is to host, our national and international tournaments. So we've had to literally fly across the world, South America. Eventually, we'll be going to Asia, right, and probably Europe as well, and build these relationships so that people can find their peers that are not directly next to them or in their locale, right? That they can compare themselves to people who are playing across the world, right? And there's different games that are popular in each part of the world,
Right,
but there's always that one universal game that crosses over from country to country or from region to region, right?
right.
And so you want to be able to compete against them just like they do in regular sports.
Yeah.
Right, and so even if it's an indirect competition where, like, it's a kill race, you don't have to go head to head all the time. People still want that action, right? And that's
Mhm.
how you can discover people. That's how you get a foreign exchange student to come from Asia or from Africa to go to a United States school and things like that. But you have to be able to find them and compare each other though, right? It's my how can I say it? Best example that I use to compare, especially FPS games, because it's a game of runs. Usually, you don't get one kill here and one kill there. It's usually someone gets four, then you get two, then someone gets five, right?
Yeah,
As far as points,
that's right.
and basketball is like that too. So I always compare it to basketball. But it's just
Great,
like saying,
great
all right,
comparison.
well, who's the best player in the Congo, right? He might be killing, probably get recruited everywhere in Africa. But what about comparing him to the best player in America? He may be like top 30 or
Mhm,
top 50 instead of the best, right? And
mhm.
so that's what we're doing in esports. We want to figure out like who's actually the best and who are you going against? That matters too, right? Especially when you get to participate in an actual competition where you're in a LAN event or things like that. And so the Amateur Esports Union is here to break down the barriers internationally, regionally, online versus offline, right? And just make it universal so that everybody has a chance to be seen. Everyone has their own talents. You might be funny. That
Yeah,
could be a huge asset to a team, right? Somebody that's funny, but you may not be that great at the game. And so being a pro gamer is more than just playing the game now, right? It's about
exactly.
entertainment. It's about,
Personality, looks.
having great personality. Yeah, having education, knowing how to work, right? A lot
Right.
of this stuff you have to do
Do
the
you have
work
a
on your own, your editing, and
yeah,
we're doing our own podcast right now, right?
right.
And so it's a lot more to
And
being a
community
gamer, and we
also is a
just want
big
to bust that open with the amateur esports you.
and community is a huge part of that also. Like, you built the community. Um, most of the people that I've had on the Card Show podcast built their community. They came with a community. They serviced their community, and you've been doing that with the with the COD MVPs. So there's no, I have no doubt that you're going to do the same thing with the Amateur Esports Union. You're going to service that community, and you're going to care about what you're doing. And man, I mean that's what really really matters because you're going to actually really really take the time to do things the right way. You're not going to screw anybody over. And this is just me. This is what I think. This is what I think because I'm
Mhm,
basing it
mhm.
off of my experience with you. Because you've never screwed me over. You always did what you said you was gonna do, and if you couldn't do it, you let me know that you couldn't do it or could do it or why you couldn't do it. Um, I answer your phone calls, you answer my phone calls. I ain't never
Mm.
heard of you talk about me about behind my back. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
And when And even when you saw something flaw in something that I didn't see, you let me know. So I'm just saying that because this is I mess with the character of the person. So I trust what you're saying here. Um, my
Yeah, I
bad. I didn't
appreciate
mean
that, and
I had to cut you
no,
off.
no, I appreciate that, and you know what else?
What's up?
I hope everybody feels the same way too. I hope that when they come to Most Vicious Players and they're
Mhm.
in our clip contests and they're in our tournaments, I hope everybody knows I'm here to literally help y'all. I'm here to make sure y'all have a good time. I'm here to
Yeah,
make sure that y'all learn and really just get the best out of it. And yeah, somebody has to win. You may not win all the time, but I'll be here to make sure that it's constructive for you as well,
right.
right? Even if you're on your on our clip contest and I'm roasting your clip, at the end of the day, man, that's constructive. At the end of the day, you can still hit me on the DM and say, "What do I need to do better?" Or anything. Really, I'm here for the really for the people,
Yeah,
right? And
it's
it's
fact.
almost to the point where like I know this is my purpose, and actually, it's not almost. I know this is my purpose, and man, I don't have a choice. This is who I am,
It's
right?
fact.
And so, yeah, I'm just here to bring the best out of everyone.
Man, salute to that. Salute to that. So the clip contest back a few years back, I remember your channel. Um, I think it was Twitch. You were streaming on Twitch. You were streaming the contest on Twitch, and you also
Yep.
streaming it
It's on
on
Twitch and
and
YouTube. Yep.
YouTube. So that contest, I always tuned in because I knew I was going to be entertained, and I knew that I was going to see something that I couldn't see anywhere else. Now,
Mhm.
what happened to the clip contest, and why did you stop? And how long was the break?
Yeah. Man, I haven't done a stream in about 30 months now. It's been more than 2 years, almost two and a half.
Okay,
And the reason we stopped is because it was really simple, honestly. We just needed to scale it up. It's just that simple.
got it.
And that's where the amateur esports union comes in. And it really had to focus on the amateur esports union because it's such a big project to get off the ground.
Yes.
Like, this is to serve so many people. And so, in order to scale what we're doing with MVPs, well, number one, we can't do it all ourselves, right? And, one of the purposes in the Amateur Esports Union is to enable the tournament organizers and
Mhm.
help people, harness the talents and the skills that are already in their niche communities, whether that's a college, whether that's a streamer, or whether that's just a city or a state or a country.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we want to help you harness that. And so
Right.
it's not just about us. And so, yeah, we're gonna come and be the first tournament organizer under the Amateur Esports Union as MVPs. But we're here to set that example for everyone, saying, "Hey, you guys can do this for your community as well, and let's harness that and see who's the best." Yeah, and so
So
it's a huge project, and all the sacrifices that had to be made, all the travel that had to be made, and even just your image too. To be honest, like, how can I call a CEO of a company
mhm,
and then tell them that I'm going to work on this big project, and then he sees me streaming Call of Duty for 4 hours? Even
exactly.
if I can get the work done, it's just the image of I don't need him scratching his head, right?
Exactly.
And so, right,
Wow.
wondering what am I gonna do it and stuff
The
like that. No, no,
perception of it. Yeah.
I'm here to gain complete trust,
Mhm.
right? And as we talked about before, where I'm here for everyone. I'm gonna make sure I do what I say. And so, yeah, that's why I decided to take that break, and we're gonna be back though, man. It's gonna be a big splash when we come back. Trust me. We got a lot of cool people that want to be on our shows and be our guests.
For sure.
And I'm sure we're gonna discover even cooler people that are new to this, right? And haven't even heard of us yet. And yeah,
Can you break down the structure of the AEU and how it would empower other organizations to actually sponsor their own tournaments or organize their own tournaments? Can you break that down?
yeah. So last summer we flew to Brazil,
Mhm.
Rio de Janeiro,
Yes, sir.
and met with the World Esports Consortium, aka West Coast. Shout out to y'all out there, man. I hope y'all watching too. Matter of fact, because we got a lot planned with y'all,
Yes, sir.
and they're going to help us get tournament organizers from the different regions I'm sorry, not even different regions, the different countries that are signed up as federations already under the World Esports Consortium. And so It's my job to make sure that we harness the talents in America so that we can go play these other countries, right? Or at least compare ourselves to them.
Okay.
And so, when it comes to AEU, we're enabling the tournament organizers so that they can have their own competitions and it can lead up to something that's great.
Mhm.
Right now you have a lot of one-off tournaments. It's a one-off tournament or it's an invitational or you're actually in the pro league right now. But what about those tournaments where you can qualify for something that's bigger? And then if you win that, you qualify for something bigger than that.
Yeah.
And maybe even after that, you qualify for something bigger than that.
Wow.
Right? At
See.
the end of the day, somebody wants to go to the Olympics for what they do in sports, right? And so Westco, in conjunction with the International Esports Federation, already do that. And it's more like the World Cup, if you ask me, more like
Gotcha.
FIFA World Cup, where it's not in the Olympics, but it's all the countries already,
Mhm.
right? And so, especially in the North America region, we're gonna help all those tournament organizers have a higher purpose when it comes to the players going to their tournaments.
Got you. So, man, you just blowed my mind with what you just said, man. Like you said, it's going to be like the Olympics. Um, is gaming recognized in like esports? Is there an esports Olympic uh category or
Yeah, yeah, they just added. I think they just announced this year that they're going to add esports to the Olympics, but it's not the esports that you're thinking though. It's not going to be Fortnite and Apex and NBA 2K, right?
what is it?
It's going to
Roblox?
be no, that would be lit too though.
Right.
But no, they're going to do sports simulation games
Like
like
virtual putt.
e-racing.
Oh
Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
virtual golf. I don't know if it's golf actually,
I
right?
got
But
you.
they're probably doing like cycling, right?
Yeah.
Things like that. And it's esports as long as it's electronic. I'm considering that esports, right?
It is.
Because if we exclude those, that means we have to exclude VR, AR games as well. So yes, that I'm counting that as
Uh,
esports in the Olympics. And even though
I
people
guess
don't
you
like
gotta
it, it
crawl before
is
you can walk.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I
And
got you.
plus, these big publishers have more on the line than whoever made those games. I don't even know who actually makes the virtual cycling and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so, it's just more to coordinate for them if they ever wanted to get into Olympics or something like that. More politics, right? More power because of the money, and which means more responsibility when you make that decision.
Got you.
And so it's going to take a little bit longer for those type of things if they even, make it there. But the Olympics, they are making that push. Yeah.
That would be
Now I
very
wonder if they
special.
can do it correctly.
Yeah, that'll be a very special moment once you see like you said, the games that we all want to see, like Apex, Fortnite, CS:GO, you know, and
Yeah.
Call of Duty, you know,
Even PUBG. People be
PUBG.
sleep on PUBG, man. That's so universal. That game and that
Mhm.
style of gaming especially is going crazy in India and China.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and
man.
um
So,
more importantly, actually, I think because of those style of games, a lot of gaming will be able to transition to mobile more smoothly, I think. And I don't know if you've seen um, the new technology that's coming out for gaming, but they have these AR glasses where you put them on, then the screen's right here.
right, I've
You
seen
don't
that.
need a TV, right?
Mhm.
And so all you have to do is connect the game to your screen, really. Well, if we're going that way, then why do you even need a big block under your TV that connects to it, right? And it's stationary and you can't move it. Why can't you just cast your game from your phone or your Stream Deck, or if a new PSP comes out,
It's
right to
crazy.
whatever screen's right in front of you,
That's gonna be insane,
right?
man.
And they're way ahead when it comes to Asia, India, China, South Korea, right? Philippines. I don't know wherever. There's a lot of high level video gaming out there that we don't
That we
even
don't
know
know
about here in
anything about.
America.
Right,
We
right.
have no idea, but it's popping out there. The
Mhm.
third largest event in the world is the League of Legends Championship, and it's hosted over there in Asia most of the time, right? I know the last few. Well, I think there was one recently here, but the ones that were in Asia, they were the third largest, event in the world after
Wow.
FIFA's Cup
Yeah.
and after the Super Bowl,
What?
right? And so they're leading the way, they're leading the charge, and we really need to catch up here in the states.
I can see that. I can see that because that's something that's not. part. That's not culturally. That's not something that we dive into.
Right.
But like if you're thinking globally, like like your vision is, then you can see how I can see how you already tapped into that, and you already seeing like, all right, so who's the best over here? Who can I go holler
Yeah.
at it over here? Who's organizing this? I need to network
Hmm.
with him, and maybe we can switch game up and learn from each other, basically, and that spreads the
Yeah.
game around. Because you've opened my eyes to a whole lot of things since we've been discussing AEU uh,
Hmm.
and the organization and how you're trying to move forward with it. Wow.